friends, fellow musician, Jermaine Malcolm from musicmyschool.com. In this vlog today, I'm going to pass on to you my knowledge as far as playing lo-fi on the guitar is concerned. I'm not a musician by profession, meaning I didn't go to school for this. Nobody in their right mind should listen to what I'm saying. I do know what I'm talking about. Jamarama definitely, helped me out as far as my knowledge, as far as my guitar playing experience, which takes me to say, if you want to significantly increase your guitar playing experience and everything that's related to music, there's nothing I would recommend more than Jamarama. Of course, my partners over there, you could reach them from the link in the description and go check it out if you do wish to take your guitar playing skills and kind of see see where I learned this stuff, because I'm not a smarty, but I do know what I'm talking about. Before we get into the chords and the chord progression, which by the end of it I would really appreciate if you could leave me some feedback, just subscribing, give this video a thumbs up just to let me know that you kind of react positively to this knowledge and me passing on to you. I just wanted to say, man, that I was reading something interesting a few minutes ago. Tomatoes seems back in the days thought to be poisonous. Now you will say, Malcolm, why are you saying this random thing? I don't know, but it was on my mind. So before we shot a video, we should always empty our mind, empty that bottle. So I'm trying to empty my mind. I had this on my mind, so I wanted to pass on to you. Poisons, tomatoes, I can't live without, can you? Anyways, man, so the chord progression that we're gonna take a look at, and I'm gonna explain this in a few minutes, so just hang on, just 1 second, because I'm gonna show you what this, why this works and why this is uplifting, and how can you replicate it for anything that you're trying to do. If you're trying to make music yourself, if you're trying to write something to a situation that you want to have a resolution to be uplifting, meaning everything is bad but it's all good. That's what we in music tend to say when we say music, uplifting music. Okay, so the chord progression goes like this. It goes from an A minor. Okay, now this is an A minor 11th. This is why I'm just playing all the strings and just putting my little index on this note. Okay, going to a D7, going to a F major, which you could play F major 7, to a C major 7, back to A minor 7. Can you see how uplifting it is? Now when we play lo-fi on the guitar, it doesn't sound as good as you would play on the piano. This is why we know way more lo-fi songs, they have piano sound than guitars, because with pianos you can add so many notes in different octaves that make it really sound good, that make it really sound lo-fi. However, on the guitar, this is one of the chord progression. Now, I said I wanted to explain to you something cool that happens on pop, how it compares from lo-fi. Now, let's take for example a uplifting chord progression in pop, which will go something like E minor to a G to a D to a C. Can you see how uplifting it is? Now this chord progression compared to a lo-fi, it goes, check this out. This is the secret sauce, by the way. It's uplifting, but it's more arrogant. You will play this like this song was. I took this chord progression from Ciao Adios by that lovely lady, and it goes E minor, G, D, C, but it's pretty arrogant. When it comes to lo-fi, and I want to explain why this happens, and you let me know in the comment section if you kind of understood it and if you wanted me to talk about it more. But it basically goes A minor 11th to a D7 to F major 7 to a C. You see how more mellow it is, especially when from the C we go back to A minor, 11th in this case, but it doesn't matter. What I want you to check out, and this is the secret sauce so we can wrap today's lesson, is that both chord progression have the last chord to be the key chord, right? The main chord, the C. Okay, we are in the key of C, but the first one resolves to its relative minor, meaning that the first chord is the relative minor. Meanwhile, the pop one is the relative minor. It goes to C, but it goes back to the E minor. Now the E minor is the relative minor of its fifth, which is G, meaning that in the scale of C, G is the fifth note and its relative minor is E minor. So in the pop chord progression, we resolve from the C, last chord in the chord progression, back to E minor, which is the relative minor of its fifth, which is G. But in lo-fi, we go from C back to the relative minor of the key we play in the chord progression in, which is C, last chord in the chord progression. To me, it all makes sense. To a beginner, it may not make sense. If you want me to talk in depth about this, definitely let me know in the comment section down below. This is how you would go about playing lo-fi uplifting chord progression for lo-fi. Just use 11th chord and 7th chords. I do have this video where I talk about more in depth on how you can turn any chord progression to an R&B chord progression. But if we add 11th chords, then we will go more into lo-fi genre, which is nothing but a modern, a modern day jazz, if you wish it. Now, once again, to me it all makes sense. To you, may not. All I want you to take out of this, if you want to play lo-fi, uplifting lo-fi, all you have to do is to leave the key you're trying to play your chord progression in as last chord. So you pick 4 chords and you last the 4th chord to be your key, the root, the root chord, the first chord of your song. So if we are in C, you want to leave the C chord as your 4th chord, and then you want to think about your relative as the first one to give that uplifting mood. Now, for this instance, we chose the chord progression that resolved on the relative minor of the root note of the key, which is A minor, playing A 11th, and I showed you why in the pop we make sure to resolve not to its relative minor, but to the relative minor of the 5th, which we played in G, E minor, G, D, C. Okay, now the C resolves back to E minor, but the E minor is the relative minor of the G, which is the 5th note, the 5th chord in the key of C, and that gives more arrogance to the song. As a matter of fact, the song I took the chord progression in, which is Ciao Adios by that lovely lady, it had that kind of mood. It had that kind of arrogance. Ciao Adios, you did this, I'm broken hearted or whatever, fuck you, basically, I'm good. But in lo-fi, we want to make sure that we don't leave that fuck you, but we leave that, oh, you see what you did to me, like, that nostalgic kind of vibe. Hope that made sense. It did to me. If you want more in-depth knowledge on that, make sure to stick around for part 2, which is going to come out if you have, if you leave some positive feedback to this video. Thanks so much for watching. See you later. Peace. For daily vlogs, subscribe. Stick around channel. Introduce yourself in the comment section down below, and I'll see you right back in the next one. Peace out. Thank you. Have a nice day. Take it easy.